Hello Libra, this is a timeless reading for you. I'm using my own cards, the Medieval Oracle deck. In the middle of your reading we have the Queen, and as in all readings I did recently, she comes up in a good way, in a good energy, not in her negative sense. Actually, your whole reading feels very sweet, subtle. You know, I'm not promising you the big lottery win, but there is a certain sweetness to your reading. It feels very soft and beautiful, but I'm gonna get into that soon. We have the Rose, the Healer, the Mermaid, and the Moon surrounding your reading. Weirdly enough, we have the Poison at the bottom of the deck. I'm trying to figure out that one later. I feel like for many of you, the Queen represents yourself. Doesn't have to necessarily, but it's a huge possibility. So the Queen, if she comes comes up in a good way, she is responsible. She has a certain authority over something or someone that she does not abuse. If she's good, she's not exploitative. She takes care of her subjects with a clear mind. She's capable of analytical thinking, yet she does not choke off her heart. She is capable of empathy, yet she does not let her emotions rule her. She's capable of taking care of people without sacrificing herself if she's mature. When I look at her right now, I feel like there is some kind of seeing through something or someone. So you could be in that state right now. But usually when I talk about seeing through something or someone, I see it like in a dangerous way, when someone could be a threat to us, that we see through it very quickly. But I don't get that negative vibe in your reading this time. It could be, you know, that you're even looking at this rose, seeing through that. But yet the rose is in the unconscious position, so you might not even be aware of the rose energy. But whatever she's looking at and seeing through, she's not displeased with it. It feels neutral or slightly good. It's just a certain understanding that she's having. And this understanding could be a confirmation for her and gives her some sense of satisfaction. And now let me jump into the unconscious pattern of the unconscious position here with the rose card. The rose is a symbol for romance, so it could be that for some of you something romantic might soon come in, which is being confirmed by the mermaid here. The mermaid stands for, in some cases, sexuality, but not, you know, this emotionless kind of, because it is connected to water. This is something sensitive and emotional. This is a healthy kind of sexuality, not something soulless. There's also something about physical beauty, and I don't mean modern, or even if they are not modern, I don't mean this official kind of what we are supposed to perceive as beautiful, like some kind of beauty standards. I don't mean this superficial kind of stuff. It could be that you might feel better in your skin than usually, on all levels, even on your physical level. But yet, if there is something romantic that's coming towards you, you might not even think about these things right now. You might not even see it. Could even be that someone is going to make a romantic gesture towards you, maybe literally by giving you flowers, but it doesn't have to be. You might be the person wanting to give this queen something, or make a move towards her or him. Yet the rose doesn't have to have this meaning for everyone. For some of you, it is not a romantic situation. It is something artistic, something aesthetic, which can also be represented by both of these cards. Like, I see the connection between them all the time. Actually, I also want to pull the moon towards these other two cards as well. There is something about this gentle femininity, this, femininity in nature can also be very fierce, protecting their babies, fighting for their lives. Look at lionesses, they are the hunters. Femininity is not always what humans made femininity, or what they said, especially in the past decades or thousands of years, centuries, whatever, when women were being suppressed and domesticated in some sense. In nature, femininity can be something very fierce. But this is the other kind of femininity that I'm seeing here. This is aesthetics, this is beauty, this is motherhood. This is just a soft and gentle, beautiful feeling. And there is also something about art and physical pleasures and stimulation of the senses by fragrance, by visual things, by hearing, feeling, tasting, all of those sensual things here. It could just be for some of you that sometimes when we are worried, when we have a lot of existential fears, we don't have the nerve to enjoy these things. We don't have the eye for these things because we first want to, so to say, save our own ass and, feel some kind of security about certain existential things. And when we feel like we have secured to pay our rent, or, when we don't have to worry about the most basic things, then we can also enjoy the other things again. So this could be for some of you as well. It could even be about motherhood. Maybe some of you are opening about becoming a mother. Maybe you didn't want that, but you change your mind now. This is just for a few. As I said in the beginning, your reading feels very sweet today. We have the healer here, and I think the healer has come up a lot recently, and I feel like in most readings, also in yours, this is not a literal person, just a representation of healing. If you are the queen, it could be that you have not become an evil queen, but maybe you have become a little bit of a cold queen in a certain situation. Maybe you have become like overly analytical and try to, play down what's going on inside your heart a little bit, or to shut your heart a little bit off. And were very stuck in your head. And you had no more sense for these beautiful and motherly and soft things, because you felt like you couldn't allow yourself to be soft, which I can completely understand. It's not always easy to be soft in this world. So we become very cold. I don't mean that in this evil way, or, very analytical. And I feel like there's some kind of healing for you here that's coming. So with the Poison card, in a positive way, I feel like this could just be a symbol for celebration, because sometimes I read the Poison card just as alcohol. Maybe because I'm getting the sense because we have the laurels and the knight here, and I feel like those are your and you are the knight. It feels like to me you have worked on something and you will reap some kind of success, and this could just be a celebration for you. Somehow the laurels and the poison together in a positive way also remind me of making your own wine. Maybe that applies to someone. This is you being disciplined, being passionate, motivated about something, having put the work into something, seeing some laurels, seeing some success. The Poison card could, of course, also relate to some poison that you had in your head. At the same time, the Poison card is also the antidote that the healing energy brings in to clean that poisonous mindset. I feel drawn to pull more cards. We have the White Dragoness, the highest being in my specific deck, which is like a god or goddess, the highest wisdom, the highest being, the most powerful being, the source of all knowledge, the source of all energies. Something that is very much in the background and very unknown to almost everyone. You might feel like you are being initiated into some kind of knowledge that you didn't have before. This could also be an energy that's playing in the background that you might not even be aware of, but it's nothing to be scared of. We have the Enchantress and the Maiden, and I feel like the Enchantress is some kind of terrible person that has worked against you for a long time. You are the Maiden. This is someone who held you small, who kept you small, who suppressed you in a certain way. If it is not someone who has official authority over you, then they were like maybe emotionally, mentally blackmailing you, or even just energetically, spiritually. There's something about that as well. Then we have the coins and the sun, and those are the last cards I'm pulling. So there could be some financial ease for you coming in, or just something of value that will replenish you in some way and bring some ease and light to your life that you have longed for. The sun also is giving me this, in my deck it is a masculine card, and I don't always include that masculine meaning into all readings, but in yours I want to include that. Because everything was so feminine so far, I feel like whether you're a man or a woman, there is something empowering happening in your third chakra that will, it's as if you are unfolding. I said earlier that, in our world it's sometimes hard to be soft, so we become analytical and choke off our heart a little bit, because we have been hurt so often. But now you are allowing yourself to open yourself, to be vulnerable, to be gentle and motherly, because you have this male protection at the same time in your stomach, so that you can open up yourself in a secure place, in a safe space. And you don't have to worry that as soon as you become soft, someone will come and attack you, because you feel guarded by this masculine energy. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.